So do you need experience to be a management consultant? It's a very common question, funnily enough, one that we're going to address this week, coming right up. So on one hand, it can seem a little bit of a strange question, but I see it a lot online. Do you need experience to be a management consultant? My gut reaction is yes, 100%. But let's kind of dig into that question a little bit, because I might be able to give you an out. So you can get that experience, and I think one of the easiest ways is actually to join a consulting firm. That's actually how I started out. When I first got into consulting, I worked with quite a well-known consulting firm in my specialist field, which is supply chain and logistics. They were one of the market leaders, and I worked for them for 3 years. I didn't have any consulting experience, but I had a lot of experience in that field of supply chain and logistics. I was well qualified in that field. I had a master's degree. So kind of what I lacked was the consulting experience. And I did that for 3 years or so before going out on my own and starting my own business, which is called Logistics Bureau. So I suppose if I'm going to answer that question in a positive way, can you start without experience? You can start without consulting experience. You can learn that as you go, even with a startup consulting business of your own, but ideally with another consulting company. Can you actually start out as a management consultant with no experience in the field that you're consulting in? No, that would be kind of crazy. You know, look, as a management consultant, you're a specialist advisor, you know, you're a subject matter expert. You're advising your clients and supporting them maybe to make sort of multi-million-dollar decisions. You can't really do that if you don't know what you're doing. And if you're not sort of formally qualified and you don't have experience in the field, forget management consulting experience, but if you don't have experience in the field, I think it's very hard for you to do that. Look, there may be, I'll give you an out here. One of my passions is online marketing and, you know, content marketing and things like that. I see a lot of people who are coaches and consultants in that who have really just sort of picked it up along the way. They've never worked for a big agency. They haven't necessarily done it for their own company. But in general terms, if you want to get into management consulting and consult to corporates, you need to have had experience in that field. Look, in a way, it's a little bit like being a doctor. You know, would you go along to a doctor who's kind of studied but doesn't have any experience? You'd feel a little bit uneasy. You want the formal education plus the experience. And your consulting clients want that as well. They want to know that you've helped other people with similar problems and that you've got good outcomes for them. So I know it's a bit of a catch-22. That's why I think it's quite difficult to get into consulting, you know, in your younger years, because you haven't built up that experience yet. Maybe you can sort of try it as a bit of a side hustle to get a little bit of experience, but you need experience in the topic that you're going to be consulting in. You need to have done it. You need to have helped people in the past, and that's what will attract clients to you, that you've got a track record of doing it. So I'd always suggest that you get that experience first, the specialist experience in your field. If you can, some consulting experience as well, maybe working with another consulting company, and then it's just going to make your life so much easier. The clients will come to you, they'll trust you, they'll have faith in your abilities. So there you go, there's that question. Can I get into consulting with no experience? It's pretty tough. So I hope that video makes sense. If you enjoy this channel, do hit subscribe, do like, do comment down below. I love to get loads of comments, more than happy to jump on and answer all of those comments. And I'll put a link down below. I do have a website on this topic as well. I'll put a link down there for you as well. You get more information there. Bye for now.